Well, welcome back everybody. Well, today I thought what I'd do is get a couple of photos and then I'll go and show you how I edit them and then print it off. But at the minute, the last couple of days has just been so quiet. You know, the birds have sort of come, but it's very kind of sporadic. It's like very in and out. And this morning, as you can probably see, is very sort of murky, grey. It's what I call sort of colourless day. But yeah, it's just really hard work at the minute. Even the long-tailed tits, I'm getting a bit worried because they used to come in like small flocks, sort of 4 to 6, whereas it's coming in twos at the minute. And they're literally just kind of landing and then shooting off, whereas before they'd be pecking around on the food. There's plenty of food out there. Yeah, what I'll do later, I'll do the draw for the giveaway. I'll just show it to you again. This beautiful book, I'm giving that away. So I'll do the draw for that a bit later on. But that's the plan today, yeah, get a couple of shots. I've got a couple already, but I just want to get a couple more, see if I can get something just a little bit better. I've got some of the long-tailed tits, because it's quite dark and a bit murky. It'd be nice if I get a blue tit or something, a bit of colour. Anyway, if that's all I get, then that's all I get. But, yeah, I'll wait around for a bit longer, and then if nothing else happens, we'll pop onto the computer and I'll just show you how I edit them, edit the photos. Well, you're not going to believe that. I was just saying about a blue tit, and the one literally just landed on the right where I wanted it. But I was in video mode, so I had to quickly change over to the stills. But yeah, so there you go. Happy days. Right, I think I've got loads of shots now. So what I'm going to do now is we'll head over to the computer and I'll show you how I edit them. See you in a bit. Okay, guys. Well, on the PC now, and I've imported the images off the card into the computer. First thing I normally do is just quickly flick through them, just to have a quick look, and if there's any that kind of aren't too great, then I'll. But if there's some that really stand out, what I tend to do is just colour label them. Normally go yellow. And then when I'm ready to export them, I colour them red. That's just what I do. I mean, everybody has their own ways, I suppose. And you're not going to believe it, I'm just looking out the window there, and I was sat there for a good, probably a couple of hours, waiting for the birds to come. And like I said earlier, it's very quiet out there, and then suddenly, of course, I come away, and I'm looking out the window now, and I've got blue tits on there, starlings, goldfinches coming and going. It's just typical. Anyways, back to the job at hand. So yes, I'm just quickly flicking through these. Okay, right, so I'm going to take this image here. This is a blue tip. And the first thing I normally do is the normal stuff. I just get all the lens corrections out of the way and chromatic aberration, what they call it, I don't know. So that's that. And then I'll do some global adjustments. No, I'll take it back. With these ones, what I've been doing is because the birds are quite, I've got to do quite a big crop on these. I tend to do the crop, and more often than not, I'll go for a square crop on these bird pictures. So I'm just bringing that in there. So just try and get a bit catkin. So yeah, so to start off, that looks pretty good. And obviously what that does is it's going to be quite noisy. What's the ISO? The ISO is 1250. And then because you cropped it even more, you've got even more noise. So what I tend to do now, and like I say, you know, there's probably other ways of doing this, and I'm sure there are, but this is just how I do it. So this is a global adjustment, and what I'm going to do now, go into the details panel, and I'm going to reduce the noise right down, and soften the image right up. So that gets rid of all the noise. Then obviously, you know, you want to sharpen the image. Well, first thing I do is I'll go up to the sharpening thing, and if you just click on masking, hold the Alt key down and slide it along, anything that's white it's going to sharpen. So from that I can see that obviously the bird and the tree is going to sharpen, and then I'll just bring that sharpening up just to try and bring the detail back out on the blue tip. And already that's looking pretty good. So what I do then, I'll just go and do some basic adjustments. Again, these are kind of global adjustments. So it's quite a misty morning. So there's not a lot of colour there, but I just want to bring out just some of the global things. I don't going to touch texture clarity, I'll do that as a local adjustment in a minute. Okay, right, then we'll go to the tone curve, just have a little look at that. Not too dark, we'll just lighten it up a little bit. So they say about an S-curve, don't they? So that's quite nice. Right, so going to the colour section now. Right, so colours really yellow, blue and a bit of green. So we'll do the yellow first. Always drop the hue down a bit. Just bring up the saturation a tad and the luminance. So that's quite nice. And go to the green. Just want to bring the green out. Is it lichen on the trunk there? And the blue. Just drop that down a bit. And that's pretty good. I'm looking before and after. Yeah, so not huge adjustments, but quite nice. Right, so what we'll do now is get the brush tool, and then I'm just going to crease the brush a bit. If you press O on the keyboard, that can bring the mask up. Just drop it down, not too big. So what I'm doing now, I'm just going to lightly kind of go over the bird, the blue tip. I just want to bring out a bit more detail of him, because he's obviously the main feature. Just brushing that around. It's a bit difficult really, because you've got the twig in the way of the bird, so it's just really his head that you're working on. Right, that looks okay. Maybe just a little bit down there. Right. Okay, right, so all the settings are set to 0. So let's just bring the exposure up a little bit. It's just lightening them up. Some highlights. Bring the shadows up a little bit. Bring the whites, he's always got a bit of white in his face, so we'll bring that up. Just darken that black down a bit. Sharpness, would give it a bit more sharpness. If you hold the shift key down, not shift key, the space bar, sorry, and then just click on your left of the mouse, that will enlarge the picture for you. Yeah, it's alright. I mean, it's looking, I suppose you'd call it a bit painterly. It's not going to be a super sharp image because it's not a great day. It's not pin sharp and focus either. So I say it's not the best image in the world, but it's quite nice. You know, you can see it's a blue tea's feeding. Yeah, so considering that's slightly out of focus, I managed to reduce the noise, bring back some of the sharpening, and I think overall it looks an okay image. It's quite, so there's not a lot of light around this morning at all. It's very grey, a bit damp. It's what I say, like I said earlier, it's what I call a colourless day. So there's no real colour. I mean, you could mess around and make it look artificial, but that's kind of how it was out there. So yeah, so that's that one. Let's have a quick look at another one. Yep, so we've got the long tail tit again, normal stuff. Do all that. Again, I'm going to crop it in, square crop. Bring that right down. I want him kind of just on that top third there, see what that looks like. Okay, right, so we can see there's quite a lot of noise again, but it looks pretty good. Right, so again, just gonna reduce the noise on that, soften the image up, press Alt, click on the masking tool, and just push that back down. So basically it's just the bird and the tree is going to get sharpened. Not to go too silly. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, right, so just do some global adjustments now. Just warm it up a little bit. Not too much because it's not a warm day. Bring up some highlights, shadows, the whites, just drop the blacks down. Actually, what I'm going to do on this one, I'm going to go with the radial tool because it's quite a roundish shape. So I could get most of that done with the radial tool. Save all that brushing in. Right, again press O for the mask so you're not going over too much. Looks pretty good. So yeah, just bring the exposure up a little bit. A little bit of contrast into that. Some highlights, shadows. So there's some white in there. Up the black a bit. Bring a little bit of texture into that. I'm going to touch the clarity. And again some sharpness. And again, if you press the space bar, click on the left mouse and you can drag it down, and that's looking really nice. Perhaps a little bit too much on the sharpness. But no, overall that's nice. Yeah, that's more or less what I'm going to do editing wise for those pictures. Hope you found it interesting. Let's print it off. Right, so what I do to print it off, I always put the resolution on 300. Okay. Right, so that gives you your picture size. And go to File, Print. And you can obviously make this, enlarge this. Well, actually I'm on A4 paper there, I don't need to change all that. Okay, right. So I'm going to get Photoshop to manage the colours. I've got the printer set up. I'm going to go to print settings, photo printing. It's on Lustre. I'm just going to do it on, it's just going to be glossy paper. Always put it on high. That's not A4, it is 4x6. Okay, rear tray, 4x6. I'm just going to go to the main bit where it's got the colour intensity. It's on manual. Just going to set that to the matching on none. So that's good. Okay. Again, photo paper glossy 2, rear tray, high. So the manual, preview before printing. Click that. And it's all ready to print. So I'll get back to you in a minute. Okay guys, well, I'm not kind of sure how all that went with the screen recorder and the printing and everything. I'll probably try and stitch something together for you. But anyways, yeah, so the editing was fairly basic. Just to give you a kind of rough idea of what I do. Obviously, if I was doing it to keep the image more, I would spend a bit more time on it. But I just want to kind of give you a kind of a brief overview of how I go about editing these bird photos. Printout came out okay. I mean, so it's only on a little test card. Yeah, it looks quite nice. You know, it seems just sort of like I say, there's not a lot of colour around. But yeah, I just want to really say thanks for watching these videos. I really do appreciate it. And you know, I mean, this is the 5th one now. I can't believe that. I've done 5 videos on photographing birds in the garden. But as I said before, it's been really good for me as well, because, you know, it has been tough on all of us, this lockdown. You know, it was kind of like, you know, when January came, this big dark cloud. I mean, January's quite a dark, kind of cold month. You kind of just want to get out of the way, really, innit? And then this big dark cloud of lockdown kind of came over us. And like I said before, you know, it's through Darren Knight and Gary Norman who really inspired me to kind of give it a go. And I've really enjoyed it. It's been great for me. And you know, keep creativity going, if you like. And I'm still going to continue to do that. You know, I'm still going to get out there, sitting there, dining room with the patio door open, taking pictures of the birds. Yeah, so I guess the bit you've all been waiting for, the big reveal, who's going to win the prize of the bird book. Anyway, got all the names in the bag here. So they're all in there. So here we go, who's going to get it? Let's have a little look. And Nikki Sadler. Well done, Nikki. You have just won the RSPB handbook on British birds. So I'll get in touch with you and get some details off you, and congratulations. Yeah, so well done for that. And hope you enjoy it, and hope you get any birds in your garden, you'll be able to identify them. Anyways, yeah, so you can see that Nikki Sadler has won the book. So congratulations, Nikki. Well done on that. And yeah, so I'm kind of going to wrap the video up now, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put probably my 10 favourite bird photos that I've taken over the last few weeks, just as like a gallery. Sit back, enjoy, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. So to end the video, I will say thanks for watching, thanks for listening, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers, bye. guys, I've just come in, I've got to share this with you. It's a bar now.